Lyrics by Nyan. Very nice. Oh. I'm getting Daft Punk again. This is very disco. This is so groovy. This sounds amazing. This is... I feel like I've been... Somebody put me in a time machine and I went back in time like 30 years or more. 40, 50. Damn, this sounds... That sounded absolutely fucking amazing. This song was absolutely wonderful. It almost feels like a time capsule in a way. And like to me, again, much like I was talking about, this is a different day as I'm recording this reaction and on separate days, basically, because I didn't have enough time yesterday to finish it. But much like I was talking in the previous songs about all of these various songs are being like different formulas to the formula of love, different equations, different, methods to finding out the various things and whatnot. This is one of the kinds of loves that is basically doesn't have a future, but it's still something that I cannot resist. Kind of like the lyrics are literally, Chang says, I don't want to be caught anymore because we don't have a future, but I keep trying to walk. And then Chongyun says, it's like, I can't cross a dangerous bridge. My mind is not fine. It's like the feeling of the thrill of this relationship, even if it's going to be short-lived. It's like one of the various kinds of loves that are out there as far as like figuring out the formula of love, which is really, really cool. So before they found the perfect formula with the music video, the scientist at the end, where they figured it all out, this is one of those kinds of loves where, you know, it's hard, it's tricky, and it's scary, but at the same time, because of the thrill and because of the way that you feel, you want to go over the edge for that person as you fall for them. So this relationship is like a dangerous bridge that may collapse because of like the possibility of a heartbreak and whatever else it may entail, because it's a short-lived relationship, and even though I know it, I still want to go through with it, because of the insane love that these two people, or from Twice's perspective in particularly, they have. Like the thrill is, the risk is worth the reward and all that kind of stuff, which is definitely the kinds of love that we see in like in movies and TV shows and in real life too, which is really, really cool. And the way Nyan delivers the chorus with "You got me" and she repeats that line is just incredibly addicting. The chorus itself is actually probably one of the best choruses I've heard by Twice. It's absolutely incredible. And Nyan did a phenomenal job writing these lyrics. I love that. Thank you again to Drasters for providing the lyrics and also mentioning who wrote them. So it's really, really nice to kind of like appreciate Twice on another level, whether it's from a production standpoint, whether it's them actually singing or them writing these lyrics as it's just another little extra something to admire about them, as these girls can truly do it all. So this is definitely the kind of a thrilling love that, you know, is almost like one of the very many scenarios that they went through as far as finding that formula of love in the Scientist music video, which is really, really cool. Let's move on to the next song. Oh. Oh my, the production, that sound effect. Wait, let's take it back. Let's take it all. There's something really cool about the production of the song. Like they're using various sound effects to like amplify. Like I'm not sure. Like literally, Sana says it will be remembered beautifully. No, it will be recorded. And there's like this sound effect, almost like for a second there, I thought maybe it was like something from a camera, perhaps, which would make sense. And also like the sound effects of very, very sudden endings, as the lyrics say, before the darkness falls. Like they're really painting a really beautiful picture here. The epicness. It's literally, damn, that's a camera. Oh, broken. Damn, Gio. Momo, holy shit. And Mina, her calm voice. Holy shit! Okay, maybe I'm going a little bit too far and I'm too hyped, but this is my favorite song by Twice uh, so far. At the very least from this album. I don't know. I'm getting too hyped. I'm getting too excited. This is absolutely incredible. The epicness as it fits very well with the waltz dance is really really cool from a production standpoint. This song is absolutely incredible. Like not just the instrumental, but the actual like added sound effects to emphasize sudden endings, to emphasize the waltz, to emphasize the recording. Even when Sana, I believe, was talking about it will be remembered beautifully. No, it will be recorded. Let's start the last dance. This is really, really incredible. It almost feels like the last waltz, obviously, the last time that we are together, and it's almost like separating on decent terms. And in that moment of separation, as we're having that last dance and whatnot, it feels perfect. It feels like there's no bad feelings. There's love for what was this relationship. As literally Nyan says, it will be over soon, but our love was true. It's like truly in that moment appreciating one another. I do feel like you can take this a couple of ways in terms of what kind of a breakup this is. Like we can go the route of trying to end things on good terms. We can go the route of honestly, the more I look at these lyrics, the more I feel like maybe there's something a lot more tragic about this last waltz. As far as like, it reminds me of the movie The Fault in Our Stars, uh, because the lyrics say, "Let's laugh a lot, smile brighter, so that even sadness doesn't know today's the last day." So sadness could be like this is the last time we see each other and we separate, or it could literally be somebody dying, much like in the spoilers. Don't want to talk about the movie too much because it's not necessarily the most happiest of endings, but it's a beautiful movie based on a book, if I'm not mistaken. But this is there's also like lyrics with Sana who says the day's going to be far away anyway. Let's go all the way to the end and never come back, which kind of makes me feel like maybe in that moment, like if there is something tragic, maybe I want to go with you to the end and I don't want to come back anyway. There's a little bit of Romeo and Juliet perhaps thing happening here, but like being in that moment as I'm dancing with you and we forget about everything and we just live in that very moment where it's pure happiness and joy. There's actually a really interesting lyric with Chaeyoung saying that she is a happiness seeker. Yeah, someone calls me a psycho. I want to have a perfect breakup romancer, which is really really interesting as far as being so obsessed with being happy that I cannot fathom the idea of ending on bad terms. I cannot imagine someone having, and I can't imagine myself being hateful of you as we end this relationship, or you being hateful of me. So I want to have the perfect breakup as we have like this last dance together. And like the forever we're young and we never die, as far as like living in this moment. And even Sana says, uh, it will be remembered beautifully. And then she says, no, it'll be recorded. So maybe there's like an actual recording, like a selfie photo. There's something factual and very physical about the kind of memory that will last from this relationship, which is really, 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 really beautiful. I'm truly blown away by this one. This is one of the most beautiful songs I think I've ever checked out on this channel. And let's move on to the next one. Sana, don't you ever whisper like that in my ear. That was, as I'm taking it back, I got chills. Uh, uh, holy shit. Holy shit. Oh, talk espresso to me.
Espresso, that's who I am. Espresso, that's who I am.
I love me some coffee. Now I know why.
Espresso, that's who I am. Espresso, that's who I am. 이 세상 모든 색깔 전부 다 이 세상 모든 색깔 전부 다 blended. 내가 네 선명해 침묵하게 날 지우게 해. 짙어지는 이 향기 더 깊어지는 이 story. I'm not saying once, I'm not saying twice. Look in my eyes. 심장을 뛰게 해.
Ain't gotta tell me twice. Oh, damn, this is beautiful.
Espresso, that's who I am. Espresso, that's who I am.
That was fucking amazing. Some of the lyrics kind of leave very little to the imagination, but actually, it was really, really cool, and it kind of made me take the song into a different direction as far as like the twice being espresso and once being the drinker. They literally said espresso, that's who I am. But the thing that made me think of it is Diane literally says, I'm gonna say it once, I'm not saying it twice. Because we are twice. And I'm only going to say it once, as in like to the fandom, which is really, really cool. But if you're listening to the song and you're not aware of Twice or what is the name of their fandom, then obviously it has, you can take the song into a different meaning as far as like being addicted to Twice as a representative of an individual woman who is incredibly has captivated you and is addicting, and is they're pretty much like coffee. They fill you in with energy, and you cannot stop thinking about them, and the more you have of them, the more your heart goes crazy. But the analogy that they kind of, I guess, in a way made very, very lightly with the once and twice, it is really, really cool. Whether it's with something like alcohol free, and now with espresso, like they really can make some really awesome analogies. and plus with the tempo of the song and the mood of the song, it's very kind of like dark and mysterious and very addicting and soothing, much like espresso itself. Um, Chang sometimes sweetly, as you know, some I would like a little bit of sugar in my espresso, to be honest, but my perfect potion to wake you up, you've never seen before. Get ready. Yeah, basically, if we want to take it into a relationship way, twice is like that espresso shot, but also in the sense of between once and twice, which is an accidental pun to their actual album between once and twice. But this is absolutely awesome. Some of the analogies and some of the word plays and the way they describe like coffee, it could be taken in a very straightforward kind of way. But at the same time, even the drip drop is literally the espresso drops. Like you can make it more like, whereas you can initially take these lyrics into a more adult-ish kind of way, but if we really try, I guess we can take it into a more PG kind of way. But at the same time, you know what? The mood of the song, the tone itself, uh, is very, very nice, as all things that are twice. So this was incredibly addicting. It was very moody. I really, really enjoyed it, and this was definitely a shot of espresso straight to the vein, which is exactly what I needed for a difficult morning. Let's move on to the next song. This was wonderful.
알고 싶지 않아
Oh,
어떻게 지내는지 돌이켜보면 다 별거 아니더라 너의 말처럼 잘 지내고 있어 그토록 바라왔던 꿈도 넌 이뤘어 궁금하지 않아 네가
oh,
몰랐어 그렇게 간단한 건지 우리의 헤어짐이 너에겐 그렇게 쉬웠던 건지 이젠 다 지나간 일인데 누군가를 너무 사랑했던 내 예뻤던 모습은 너무나 그리워지네 알고 싶지 않아 어떻게 지내는지 돌이켜보면 다 별거 아니더라 너의 말처럼 잘 지내고 있어 그토록 바라왔던 꿈도 난 이뤘어 궁금하지 않아 네가 우리 사이 영화처럼 아름답진 않았어 누구나 하는 그런 사랑이었을 뿐 아니 내가 너무 변한 걸까 그래 그때는 참 그랬어 너를 미워할 수밖에 없었어 그렇게 견뎠어 난 모든 걸 다 줬지만 알고 싶지 않아 어떻게 지내는지 돌이켜보면 나 별거 아니더라 너의 말처럼 잘 지내고 있어 그토록 바라왔던 꿈도 난 이뤘어 궁금하지 않아
damn.
난 알고 싶지 않아 난 궁금하지 않아 yeah, yeah, yeah. 알고 싶지 않아 어떻게 지내는지 돌이켜보면 다 별거 아니더라 너의 말처럼 잘 지내고 있어 그토록 바라왔던 꿈도 나 이뤘어 궁금하지
Damn.
않아 알고 싶지 않아 어떻게 지내는지 돌이켜보면 다 별거 아니더라
Damn. Holy shit. Much like I've been talking about this entire time about like the quest to find the formula of love, it is filled with all kinds of loves that some are passionate but dangerous, much like Fall in Love Again, for example. Some are tragic in their endings, like Last Waltz. This is the kind of love where you realize, like, literally the dream I've been longing for has come true. Like, I dreamed to never think about you again. I dreamed of forgetting about you, perhaps, is what they wanted to. I dreamed of moving on from you. And now, as I rewind the tape in my head and I think about our memories, maybe which was triggered by maybe them passing, that person passing you by randomly on the street, and you kind of think to yourself about them being with someone else. And you kind of think to yourself, did I do something wrong? Did I miss something? And then you kind of look back and you realize that no, not really. I don't have those emotions that I thought I had. Like, looking back, it wasn't the perfect movie that I thought of our relationship as being. Our relationship is just another love that you see in a TV show. It's just another love that will end as quickly as it has begun. And I'm realizing as I'm looking back that none of the things that we went through actually mattered to me. And I'm only happy that I've, maybe there was a love, obviously. But as I'm rewinding and as I dreamed of forgetting about you, I'm finally at a moment where I did. And now, as I rewind, when I saw you perhaps, I realized that I don't really care enough to even ask you how you're doing. Also, Dion talks about it was like that back then. I had no choice but to hate you. I endured it like that. You gave me everything. So as I'm hating you, I dream of the moment that I get to finally forget you. And now I finally am at that moment. My pretty self that loved someone so much, I miss you so much. That's really interesting. Like, I miss more the person that I was before I met you, perhaps. So maybe this love kind of ruined me in a way, which is why I've dreamed of forgetting about you and getting over you. And I finally have done so. As also Mina asks, was it that easy for you, our breakup? So clearly, like, getting over a person that meant the world to you, but then realizing that our love wasn't a beautiful movie. It's just the movie that I pictured in my head was beautiful. I took, whatever toxicity or abuse, mental and whatnot, and whatever else it could be, or just I put myself down for you, sacrificed my past self. That's why I missed more as I look back at that time, and not necessarily so much as loving you. So this was a really, really beautiful song, and incredibly, incredibly relatable. As there are a relationship where you're kind of like foolishly love someone despite them not necessarily giving you that attention back. Like, to them, you're kind of like disposable in a way. They just keep you around and do the basic minimum in order to keep you, and that's enough for you because your love for him is enough for the both of you. This is really, really beautiful and very almost like poetic, and really, really a nice change of pace from something like Espresso. This is wonderful. Let's move on to the next one. Produced by Gio, lyrics by Gio.
나는 아직 어리고 하나 작은 나이 오늘 한 가지 잊을 수 없는 난 아마 난 버텨봐도 또 나는 또 깊이 헤매여 혼자서 갈수록 내게 또 다른 것들 찾아간다면 다시 날 어루만져줘. I'll be fine.
Am I tripping, or is there something slightly Dreamcatcher-esque about this song? Which is, I'm having like the craziest fantasy of Twice and Dreamcatcher performing together now. That would be the dream I never thought I've ever even think of dreaming. Like, holy shit. Maybe I'm tripping, but I love these two groups so much, so that would be incredible. There's an OST aspect to the song for sure.
I'll be fine.
If you find me first, you'll hug me again, I'll be fine. I don't know, this feels like a K-drama OST, to be honest. As you guys can see above the lyrics, there's actually a note by Drasters_K on Twitter. Highly recommend it. Thank you again for providing the lyrics and the songs. The lyrics are meant to be taken quite literally, as it tells the story about Gio's cactus. The plant died as she had forgotten to water it, which served as an inspiration for the lyrics of the song. Now, even though some of the lyrics, like "you were wrapped in moisture" and all that kind of stuff, they do paint quite a very literal picture. And, you know, at the same time, the lyrics that inspired this song, the original story, actually kind of like reminds me of various K-dramas in a way, whether it's something like Hotel de Luna, or, you know, something like It's Okay to Not Be Okay, with characters like Manwo and Moon Young, who are almost like have in a way dried up from love and happiness with their backstories and everything that they went through, and then the characters that come up to them in the story, whether it's Gu Chung-sun or Gang Tae, who are like the equivalent of that person who will bring warmth and water and sunshine and love to them. Like the lyrics, my dried thorns won't prick you, because like obviously very literal as far as like the plant dying, but also as far as the don't be afraid of the person that you see, because love is all that that person kind of needs. The love is what will heal them, which is the equivalent of the water, which is really, really cool in a way. And actually, with cactuses, as far as their symbolism, because of the fact that they can survive in harsh conditions, they've become a symbol of warmth and unconditional, enduring love. The cactus has come to symbolize strength and protection in some cases, lust and attractiveness. And also cactuses symbolize maternal love too, which is kind of actually, if you think about It's Okay to Not Be Okay with Moon Young's mom, um, that's kind of dark. But this is really, really interesting, and I'm absolutely blown away that that's what inspired this song. And I love the fact that I cannot stop thinking about various K dramas now. As far as Save Me, I can't be alone in this abandoned place. But also, if you think about It's Okay to Not Be Okay, Moon Young is literally in like this mansion, which is like not necessarily abandoned, but it is the place where all of the terrible things have happened to her, not to spoil anything, and she's, for the most part, kind of like cannot be alone in that place because that place is haunted by all of these memories. So she needs to be saved in a way, someone who will water that cactus and whatnot. This is really, um, really interesting. Some of the other lyrics definitely paint a more literal picture, as far as like my old and wrinkly body. I can see it and I have no choice but to stand up. But this is really interesting. And the ending, if you find me first, you will hug me again. And then Chiang says, I'll be fine. It definitely fits within a K drama, and more than just It's Okay to Not Be Okay, or even Hotel del Luna. um I feel like it can relate to a lot, as far as like, so the structure that I kind of came to realize with K dramas and some of the stories, as far as like love stories and whatnot. This is really interesting. I'm kind of blown away by what inspired this song, and the fact that Gio not only wrote these lyrics but also produced it is quite the cherry on top. Let's move on to the next one.